what if I told you all that there was a really weird and strange trend, so to speak, that I've been noticing in a lot of video essay adjacent content that I absolutely hate and loathe with all my existence. Picture this. You start watching an analytical video discussing the online persona of a certain individual. Let's call them Timmy the Poster. I don't know, Timmy Poster. And all of a sudden, the video does not start with the start of Timmy Poster's internet career. It does not start with actual information that pertains to the argument, critique, or topic the video is attempting to handle, but instead it starts with Timmy's childhood, and his parents' divorce, and which school and how many schools he switched and which school he went to. Hello, and welcome to Adam is Mad About Something, the series where I'm mad about something. I am your host, Adam. Please feel free to watch the art in the background, and listen to what made me mad this week. Yay! I swear to fucking God, I already lost actual recording footage. If someone can recommend a good recording app, I would really appreciate it. Audacity is very hard to work with in terms of imports. I lost a few minutes of recording and I'm kind of miffed about it. So, let's actually get into the topic. I'm gonna be honest. I think if you are a content creator, video essayist, YouTuber, whatever, that covers people, real life, actual existing people, especially people that are your contemporaries that are currently alive, you kind of owe it to them to not include irrelevant personal details. The video that specifically spurred this on is the coverage by Hi, I'm Wonder, who I'll just refer to as Wonder, of one Anime Ribbon. Anime Ribbon has faced a lot of controversy in the cosplayer and Comic-Con communities, and I was intrigued about those controversies, hence me trying to watch this video. Imagine my surprise when the video did not start with a dissection of Anime Ribbon's actual online presence and how it might have been influenced, how popular were they, or how unpopular, but instead a discussion of what states Anime Ribbon lived in as a child and where they moved to do military service. And then a discussion and speculation of when Anime Ribbon and their husband got married? Now, I'm sorry, none of this has any relevancy to the actual topic of the video. It just doesn't. And here's the thing. Creators that tackle their topics in this way might use the excuse of, but I am painting the picture of the person we are discussing, of this online personality. The keyword here is online personality. None of these details have any actual bearing on the kind of person Anime Ribbon was. Anime Ribbon would have been a creep to people in the cosplay and Comic-Con community if they were from Colorado or from Ohio or from wherever they actually were. It doesn't matter. Good God! With every passing year, digital privacy seems to get more and more fraught. Gone is the age where your parents kind of had the right to warn you of stranger danger on the internet, and that whoever might be talking to you on there was maybe not who they say they were. No, instead now, a lot of people kind of have to include real life details about themselves in their online personas, profiles, and accounts. Be that just contact info, such as phone numbers and emails, to having to include your actual age and your actual name. I personally would feel absolutely awful if a random guy decided to cover me as technically someone who posts publicly, even if it was deserved, and then decided to include actual real-life details about me, because that information is out there. It is hard to find because it is not attached to this particular name, but I'm not necessarily the kind of person that really bothers about hiding it as much as other people do. But once again, if these details actually had merit and were included in the video and topic for a reason, I would be much more understanding, but here, that's very much not what's going on. It is one thing to talk about a dead serial killer or some sort of public figure light in that way, and discuss their childhood to attempt to provide context as to what kind of contributed to their state of mind and the like. There is an understanding of legitimate-ish psychological analysis going on that front. That is not the case of what I'm talking about. I am talking about people's information getting just publicly thrown about for seemingly no real reason except maybe, I guess, a power trip on behalf of the people covering this. That's the only explanation I can come up with, right? It seems to me that the real reason this kind of approach is taken is to see this person you don't like and be able to go, see, you think you're so smart, you think you're so slick, but no, I'm going to include these details I find. You can't do anything about it because these are public details and information. I especially feel that way about the Anime Ribbon video Wonder made, because he makes a curious point before delving into Anime Ribbon's details of his childhood. And that is that Anime Ribbon has a tendency to accuse people of doxing him, even though his full name is publicly available. Well, yeah, I guess that's weird. I don't think people should go around accusing others of doxing them for no reason. But if I, once again, saw someone speculating on when me and my husband, would have been able to get married legally, is kind of weird. That has no bearing on the content this person is producing. It feels malicious. It feels also very lazy. Did you seriously have to include that to pad the runtime? With the recent fascination of the internet by the name of Tyler Catastrophe, who I have a whole other host of opinions on that I will not be including in this video because I was already mad at Tyler Catastrophe and how people were covering that a few other weeks ago. But I don't know, I guess if you want to know, let me know and I'll make a video about it. A little post-mortem of what made me mad that week, except it was several weeks ago. I personally did not like how people were diving into a lot of personal details that were not precedent to anything in regards to Tyler. That was also weird. This is a thing that happens a lot, and maybe I'm gonna sound very uppity and silly when I say this, but I think as a content creator with any kind of platform that is allegedly producing truthful, informative videos, you have a responsibility to understand what information is maybe a bit too private to include. You have the responsibility to then exclude that information or discuss it in a way that doesn't feel invasive. And if I, as a viewer, feel like this invasive, then I cannot imagine how the actual person would feel. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if someone does consider this doxing, because doxing is a much more vague term that, in my opinion, a lot of people use improperly. So if someone doesn't know the proper definition of that, and they just generally know that doxing is sharing your private info without people's consent, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised as to, how they might be a bit mad about that. Isn't that crazy? Overall, I really think we need to get better at not discussing info that is clearly private. Like, what state this person grew up in has no bearing. What school someone might have gone to most times has no bearing. It makes you, in my opinion, a worse writer to be unable to include these details, to have to include these details in your amateur journalism instead of, killing your darlings, so to speak. Except your darlings is someone's private personal info, which, yikes. And that is all that I am mad about this week. I'm very pissed about how people handle online privacy and how we have been losing that factor of our lives very, very rapidly. If you have any legislators that you can call in contact regarding your lack of privacy and the bills that are being passed to ensure you don't get that privacy back, please do so. Please contact them. You should not have to post your password online to use your damn social media. Also, don't do that. Don't fucking post it. Hey everybody, and thank you so much for watching this video, indulging my little rant. I've decided to start doing these little videos about stuff that makes me mad, because honestly, it helped me be less mad about it. And maybe it will help you think about something interesting. Or maybe you were also mad about this and now you're also less mad, in which case, yay. As always, if you have any thoughts to share in about the video, about, I don't know, something else, please feel free to leave a comment below, whether that's about the video topic or about the art in the video. Speaking of which, the speed paints featured in the video are for Tiefling-themed Secret Satan. It's an art trade event, it's called Secret Satan. I recommend looking it up if you're interested in trading art with a pretty big group of pretty interesting artists. The second piece are portraits that I did for 3 deities in my homebrew setting for where I run most of my games. Specifically from left to right, we've got Lloyd, the goddess of death, balance, and, well, her life. We've got Chronix, the goddess of the cosmos, time, and prophecy. And we've got the new form of Faerun, the goddess of war, bloodlust, and justice. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you have a great day.